So you have preachers on the internet like this guy. They're very crafty. The beast is crafty. And so you listen to this video, what the guy says about John 6:45. Nothing he says is technically wrong. It's what he doesn't say. See, that's he's learning from one of the best con men, Mr. Choice Meats Flowers. And he's written everything out. He's thought it all through. That's what they do. They spend their time on that, on how to get a Calvinist. And what he says is technically correct. It's what he doesn't say. It's what he means behind his words. So John 6:45, those that are taught of God, as it is written in the prophets, those that are taught of God, all that hear and learn come to the Father. So he goes through verses about being taught, and there's nothing wrong with that. The humble are taught, the humble come, the ones that fear God come, and that's true. But it's what he fails to say. And what you fail to say, buddy, is what Jesus said in the prophets. You know, there's nothing wrong with those verses, but Jesus is quoting the prophets. And you never go to that. And since I heard Mr. Flowers say that, well, it's like a classroom where you can teach someone, but that doesn't mean the person will learn. And you believe that too. If you don't, then correct me. But that's what you believe. God teaches them, but it's up to their free will to learn. That's what you believe. You know it is. If not, correct me. But you missed something very important and very basic in the verse. If that's what you believe, if you follow your mentor or whoever he is, Flowers, you're following in his footsteps, you're hanging out with him, you missed something, and so does he. I'll show it to you, and it's real simple. And it was written in the prophets. Here's what Jesus is quoting. You can see the quote marks there. He's quoting Isaiah and Jeremiah, because it says prophets. And they will all be taught by God. Everyone who has heard and learned of the Father comes to me. So see, and then this is in Isaiah too. Now I want to show you something, because here's what you guys fail to look at, because none of you know Greek. You're just as ignorant as the day is long. Now if you come down here, and it written in the prophets, and will be all didaktoi, all be taught of God, the God. Now, here's your problem, is right here. Here's your ignorance. This is your ignorance right here. Sir, didaktoi is an adjective. It's an adjective, not a verb. You know what an adjective is? It describes the all. It describes them. Now, taught in English is a verb. Taught in English, and they will all be taught. In English, that's a verb. So what these ignorant people do is they read it as if it's a verb, because they know nothing about Greek. And they think, oh yeah, okay, so yeah, they will all be taught. Well, that doesn't mean that doesn't mean they're going to learn. Therefore, anyone who's heard and learned from the Father comes to me. Well, if they listened, and that's what they say, if they listen, but it's an adjective. It describes what they are, not what God did. It says what they are because of what God did, because he taught them, and they are taughted. They are learned people. All of them. Now, In Hebrews, I think it's 54. 54, I forgot, 54:13. That word taught, guess what? It's an adjective too. Jesus didn't misquote it. It's an adjective. All the children, let's see if we can look at it. And this guy asked repeatedly in the video, well, who are they? Who are the taught? Well, let's look. Let's look at what Jesus quoted. You didn't think about that? So who are the ones that are taught? The children. All thy children shall be taught. And that, my friend, in Hebrew is an adjective. It describes the children. They shall be learned ones of the Lord, and great shall be the peace of thy children. That's who it is. It's God's children, and you never even went to what Jesus was quoting. Now, why is that? That's con man. That's a con man. Why wouldn't you go to the very verse Jesus is quoting? And why wouldn't you look to see where there's adverbs or verbs or adjectives or nouns? Not look at any of that stuff? Because you can't. You're ignorant. That's why. You're ignorant. But see, anybody could look it up. Anybody could. You don't want to. You want your free will. Free will's in your heart. Free will comes out of your mouth. And you're looking to beat a Calvinist. That's all they're looking to do is beat a Calvinist. I hate Calvinism, therefore I will make up crap and con people with good words and fair speeches where nothing technically is wrong. Just like a con man. Nothing was a lie. Nothing was a lie. I didn't lie. But you didn't tell the truth. You didn't tell the whole truth. You missed what Jesus said. Who are the ones that come? The children. Who are the ones that are taught? His children. The children. The children that are born. The ones he picks out. Children don't volunteer. They're not volunteers. Children are not volunteers. So don't fall for con men like this, man. No matter how smooth they are, do not fall for them. It is written in the prophets, and they shall be taught. They shall be taught people. Just like if I say Johnny's hair is red, it describes the hair as red. They shall be taught. They shall be learned people. It's an adjective. Don't let people like this spin you. Don't let it. He's ignorant. You're ignorant, man. You're ignorant. And if you heard what I said, you still wouldn't care. You still wouldn't care. You'd still just remain ignorant. Because you can't refute an adjective, what it is. Everyone knows it's been to grade school. And it is an adjective. Ignorance, man. Ignorance. Don't be ignorant. The children of God will be taught. They will be taught people.